If you're trying to break into AI engineering, the number of tools out there is genuinely overwhelming. But here's the thing, you don't need all of them. You need the right ones. The ones that show up in real jobs, real projects, real production code bases. So here are 7 of those. Oh, and quickly before we start, I post 3 videos weekly. So subscribe and hit that bell to become a codehead and get notified as soon as I drop. All right, let's go. The first one is, of course, Python. I know, obvious. But the reason it became the obvious choice for AI engineering matters. It's because it's easy to read, quick to write, and almost every professional AI library is built on top of it. TensorFlow, PyTorch, LangChain, Hugging Face. All of them Python. Next one is Conda from the Anaconda ecosystem. Here's a scenario. You're juggling 2 projects. One needs TensorFlow 2.10, the other needs 2.15. They conflict, and you've just broken your whole setup trying to fix it. Conda prevents that. It gives each project its own isolated environment. Separate packages, separate versions, they never touch each other. There's a GUI version called Anaconda Navigator if you prefer not living in the terminal. I know, not the most exciting tool, but the first time it saves you a 2-hour debugging session, you'll understand why it's on this list. Third, Pandas and NumPy. To me, these come as a pair. There's a stat that gets cited a lot. Data scientists spend around 80% of their time cleaning data rather than actually modeling. I don't know if that exact number is right, but the underlying reality is. Early in any AI project, most of what you're doing is getting data into a usable state. Pandas makes that manageable. Load a file, filter out bad rows, deal with missing values, merge 2 datasets. NumPy works underneath it, handling the actual math, matrix operations, array calculations, the stuff your models run on behind the scenes. Both will be open in basically every project you touch. Fourth is scikit-learn. This is where it gets interesting. People underestimate this now that LLMs are everywhere, but a lot of what actually runs in production AI has nothing to do with language models, fraud detection, customer churn, demand forecasting. These often run on gradient boosting or random forests, not GPP whatever. Scikit-learn covers all of that with a clean, consistent interface, from raw features to a trained, evaluated model in not many lines at all. Worth knowing properly. Fifth is LangChain. LangChain is how you connect a language model to things it can't do on its own. Searching internal docs, remembering past conversations, calling an API mid-response. Without something like this, your LLM is just answering from memory. Most serious LLM products being built right now have LangChain somewhere in them. Sixth is Pinecone, a vector database. A normal database searches by exact match. You look up dog, it finds dog. A vector database searches by meaning. Look up dog, and it might return results about puppies or canines, because it understands those are related. AI models turn text into vectors, lists of numbers representing meaning, and Pinecone stores and searches those at scale. This is what makes RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation, work, how LLM applications pull in real context before generating a response. If your app needs to work with data beyond what the model was trained on, you need this. Last is the OpenAI or Anthropic API. Most people have used ChatGPT in a browser. Using the API is a different thing. You're writing code that sends structured requests, manages system prompts, handles token limits, catches errors, and keeps costs from getting out of hand. Knowing both OpenAI's and Anthropic's APIs is practical. GPT-4o and Claude aren't identical, and for certain tasks, one genuinely works better. This is where everything comes together. The other 6 tools all exist to support what happens at this layer. That's the stack. Python to write everything, Conda to keep environments sane, Pandas and NumPy for data, scikit-learn for classical ML, LangChain for building LLM apps, Pinecone for search and memory, and the APIs to run the actual models. That's literally it. That's your workflow as an AI engineer. And if you're looking to speed up this workflow so you're not lagging behind, check out Kimi, the sponsor of today's video. Kimi just launched K2.6, their latest open source coding model, and the pricing alone is worth paying attention to. We're talking Claude-level agentic coding at roughly 1/5 the cost, or skip API billing entirely with the Kimi coding plan. $19 per month gets you a massive quota for coding and agent tasks, a flat rate, no surprise bills. The model itself handles complex tasks autonomously, 12-hour runs, thousands of tool calls across large code bases, with 35% fewer steps than the previous version. But the thing that really sets Kimi apart is the agent swarm. Instead of one assistant working through a task sequentially, Kimi spins up to to 100 parallel agents simultaneously, researching, coding, debugging, and planning all at once. That's a fundamentally different architecture than what GPT or Claude offer. You also get Kini Code for terminal-based coding, a website and app builder, one-prompt slide generation, and front-end output that looks designer-made out of the box. Test it now at kini.com. Link in the description. Thanks to Kimi for sponsoring this video.